Hello and welcome to another episode of Factorio. To set this up, this is episode 100 and like I promised, we're gonna do a world tour in this episode. But to start the number 100 episode, we're gonna discover some new terrain. This is probably gonna lag the out of my computer, but that doesn't really matter. It's fun. It's not really, Factorio doesn't really lag that much. If you ask me, you're just gonna put the radars down for a little while. So I'm just gonna... Oh, yeah, there it goes. Yeah, just get this going. You can see we're getting a really big map. The research was done, so that's why I decided to review a little bit more of the map. I know this is not going to review everything, you should put them closer together and that kind of stuff, but that's not what I was aiming for. I was aiming for just getting a lot of fun out of it. Something like this, and then keep on going. Trying to get some... something like this. As you can see, it's revealing a really big portion of the map, which I'm happy and satisfied about. It's not really that it's filling in all the gaps. That's something for later. I just want to do a world tour. No artillery in range. Apparently the bullets are not even close to empty. There's just no artillery in range. I'm sorry for my English. So this is a nice thing to watch. I see a lot of opportunities in this map and how I'm gonna advance and continue in the future, because we wanted to look to dead ends and islands, and as you can see, it's not connected here. It's not connected. It is connected there, but that's a nice bottleneck, or we just hook it over. So this is basically something that isn't connected together. It is here a little bit, but we can cut that off or something. There's just a lot of opportunities, but before we get crazy with tons and tons of these things, we probably just should start a world tour. Where better to start a world tour than home itself? Good. So this is our home. This is home sweet home. As you can see in the map, this facility produces everything we would ever need, but in really small quantities. So this is basically just my pocket crafter. It crafts everything I ever need. Our ridiculous uranium supply with a tiny uranium reactor to make sure that if the power goes out, that we still have a little bit of power. Although that's never going to get out, but it is nice to have power concealed in this area. We also have our own oil setup, so this whole area, if you would cut it off, it would still work unless it doesn't have the stuff going in, but it does have a little bit of buffer, so that's nice that this area is on its own. Basically it could be on its own. Then for that area to supply and get stuff from it, mostly to supply it, we have a lot of trains. These trains right here. The trains just supply the area with, as you can see, these belts of stuff. Then we have our train storage for if we have trains that we need anywhere. I can simply call them up and send them anywhere. There are different trains, like these going to be uranium trains. We have some normal trains, we have some fuel trains, so everything is there. We have some landfills with a lot of big storage. It's useful. We have one big train that I haven't used quite yet, and this big train has every single item in the game. Well, not really every single item, but most of the items you would need. Next to that is the train that we just used, which is not there. This is the repair train. This train just stops. It's good when there's an item being used at the wall. Shall we? So if there is, you can see that this one, or we can go to the map view. Do that. You can see it's disabled. Also, this light is off. That means it has all the items it needs that's been specified in this one. I have a tutorial on that somewhere on my channel. If you want to see that, please go. But what basically does, if there's missing an item somewhere, so these chests are still full, the thing is enabled but the light doesn't work because I didn't hook this up to the system in such a way. But if there's one item missing from this, for example robots, turrets, walls, or repair packs. So if we get attacked and one of these is needs a repair pack, it takes a repair pack and asks for the train to come here. The train will come here, this train, and it will restock. If there's junk in the trunk, so if there's junk here, that's this item here, that, for example, our trees, or what we just did on this side too, is just remove one turret. Also the train will come and pick that up. And after inactivity, it will send back home and deliver the junk stuff and resupply this. It also, a recent addition is added for artillery wagons. These artillery wagons make sure that there is no really much aliens close nearby to whichever wall attack. So if an alien attacks one of my walls, they get obliterated. As you can see, it's being clearing out this area for a really big area. But that's that train, and that can fit right here. There's quite some storage of these artillery shells because they are a pain to move around. So just a lot of storage. They take long to make. They only fit one in things, and it's just so annoying. So I made a lot of storage of that. There's also more storage even here for this train alone. And that's about it for the main base. Also, this, you might have seen this split off for the main base. This brings iron and copper up. Also 3 kinds of fluids. These 3 kinds of fluids goes to a different robot setup. As you can see, the robots are not connected. If you hover over them and you can see these, the robots are not connected. This is a different network. This is the Science network. Well, it used to be Science 1. The only science network, but is now Science 1 network. And in this network, do things work? It's a question. Yeah, they will work. So basically, also we're missing science packs, but this setup will make science packs. I know we'll make stuff for rockets. Rockets will put it into science packs. Science packs will be asked by this requested chest. It will put it into this passive provider chest, into the other network. If this network has junk, I don't know what for junk. For example, belts, it will store that in this storage chest, and it will put it into the main base. So basically, this area works on its own, and it has some science stuff. Also, I have a tutorial on this setup and a blueprint if you are interested in that. There might be a link in the description, otherwise just search on my channel, ask for it in the description. You can leave a comment. There's a little bit of power setup just to waste coal and to waste wood, so I don't need to do anything with that. That's that. Also in the main base is a tiny, which we still need to move, is a tiny thing that produces uranium. How they are called? What are they called? Nuclear fuel. So this makes nuclear fuel. Also the idea to use cars as a belt item transporter and such thing, but that needs to wait for a time when I have time for it. A time for time, yes. Weird. Some oil storage, some more oil stuff that needs to be moved, but is here because of the rocket things that I still need to do somewhere. Also, a little bit of purple setup is here, and a lot of roboports just to power that purple setup. Also, I'm taking plastic out of here, and that's also why there's oil here. So that's the main base. The main base also has some nice building tiles where I can just build things if I wish. It gives some nice room, and it is close to the base, so we can use the robots to put stuff down. Also here next to you can see a glimpse of the rail network. The rail network is carefully thought out so it does not have any deadlocks. One feature and one negative advantage of this is that it cannot loop completely. And you might think, what's the problem? Well, as this train comes, want to go to itself, it cannot do that on the inner loop, and it cannot do that on the outer loop. So left and right, only left and right cannot loop back to itself, which is not a big problem if you just have enough of these things. For example, this one and that one, they are twisted, so the problem that isn't really that big at all. Also know there should be, I don't know if there is, if it's up, there should be a tutorial on that, so if you wish, you know the drill. There's also a tutorial on this intersection. This intersection will simply stop the player if there is a train that cannot stop. For example, now this train is unable to stop, and after that it will let only that train pass. So this train cannot stop, we'll let that pass, stops all the other trains, and let you walk through it really safely. It also has some indicator lights so you can see that you can just walk through. That's that. There's a tutorial on that. Then we come to this behemoth, as I would like to call it. This is the furnace area. This is the pickup copper plates. There's a nice intelligence system behind it. You can see 4 lights here. If the light is green, that's meaning that there's more items in these chests than there are in other ones, with a little bit of rounding up. So meaning that it will always try to pick the fullest array. And you can see here the lights give up, tell you how much there is in there. So it's missing 1 light, so it's not completely full. And when it's completely full, like this one, it's completely full, it shows all lights. So it sends it to the one that has the most items. Then we have a belt balancer to balance all those belts out. Then we have a big furnace array. Each of these lines, as you can see, makes 4 lines. Well, if there were beacons, but there are no beacons because I don't want that kind of power drain at this moment, and I don't need this amount of copper to be delivered. So when I need more copper, we will probably just add the beacons and add the speed modules and that kind of stuff. And I'll probably add another intelligence system that it will turn on new arrays if it needs more copper, and not let them all be on every always. So I can just shut the power off to this row of substations, and then 4 rows of production are missing, and so that's why it has 1 row, and if it doesn't have items backed up, it adds another, it adds another, it adds another, and that way we get more out of power, because even on idle, beacons use power. That's the problem. That's why I didn't put them there. Another balancer, and then the bringing off with the same lights, only in sort of reversed way, because now it's trying to put the trains into the places where there's the least amount of items. That way all train stops are somewhat equally filled, and you can also see the lights, so that's nice. And that's it. It has a waiting queue line. It's a bit weird sometimes, but it works fine. It also has a roundabout-ish thing, I don't know how you say, so it can loop back to itself, because that's sometimes needed by this design, because this train is waiting on that train. When this train leaves, and when this light now turns red and this train leaves, this train would example, this one is now going there, this is red, so if we send this away, you can see that this one probably just hops over it, because this is red, because it wants a green station, and now hops around and tries another station, which is the same. So a bit weird, but it would work. Also, for every station has its own refuel thing. This refueler is by default disabled, as you can see. Also, these are disabled by the lights, unless the uranium fuel rods, this uranium fuel is being taken, and if that's completely empty, it even has a coal backup. They're a little bit smart things. So it could not run out, and if it's starting to run out, so it's starting to get a little bit low, it calls another train that refills it. This whole setup of the furnace area, as you've seen, is done another time for iron. So this one just makes iron, and does another time for steel. So we have 3 at the moment. I'm planning to add another iron since we have one for steel. We need a full iron one for steel. So if you're using the full steel one, we need the full iron one. So we need 2 irons in the end. And also, I'm going to make one for stone, although it's stupid and a bad idea and such. But still, I'm gonna do it. Nobody's gonna stop me. Then we're gonna walk to the left, and you can see these. I call them butterflies because they have a little bit of butterfly design if you see them on the map. But they aren't butterflies, they're my power source. There are 2 of them, so don't worry, don't be scared. The first one is this one. It has 10 water pipes coming in, and we need 10 water pipes, believe it or not, to fill this behemoth of power at full potential. The nice thing that with this thing is it also has been set up with wires. I have a tutorial not on my channel. Go search it, go ask for it. I don't know, you know the drill. This one can produce a lot of electricity. Currently producing 700 and something, but it's well capable of doing more, I believe. Although it's not. Last time it could do way more, as you can see right here. So on its own, it would be able to do, I think, 1.4 gigawatts or something. So this is a behemoth of power, and we have 2 of them running. In case there's some problem with the gates that are here, I made an override to this train, and if this train moves to this main manual fuel station, it will override the system, because all these nuclear things only have 1 rod in them when needed. So now these tanks are being filled up, and when they're too low and there is room for another round of steam, then it will simply put one these lights are put one in. Then these lights are, when it putting it in, they're green. Green means I can put one in, white means there is none in, and off means there is one in. So this one is the same, I guess, because they walking in synchronization. That's something that just happens. So that's our power source. It's pretty big and it's working quite well. After that, do I have anything interesting here? Yeah, we have some mines, but that's not really interesting. You come here for the cool stuff, and that's what I'm gonna show you. Trying to run through it. These things are not set up, I know. Involving changing some things around, trying some things, not quite working how the way I wanted. But so let's take this one up. We can go to the other side. It's nice. All right, there's a tiny bit of uranium here. It's weird. Then we come up to this thing, which is not done because there's an iron farm in the middle of this, which was giving me some headaches. So I just decided to wait for the iron to be to disappear. Most of it is done, most of it, but not all. Let's take some more away. Don't have speed modules at this moment. Put one more here. That will be done later. This is the red circuit supply. It is not completely done and is not completely functional. It's not working on the fullest potential. But what the idea was is having 6 green belts, 6 plastic belts, 6 right? Yeah, 6 copper belts in and 3 red belts out. Should work. The only thing I need to do is extend this a little bit further, but I walked in some uranium ore that I still need to remove. 661,000. Okay, as you propose. And I need to move a little bit of iron, which is now getting to the place that is done. Next to that, of course, is the green circuit setup. That makes green circuit. This one makes 6 belts of green circuits, since we also need 6 belts here. So we can non-stop run red, and we can non-stop make red if you want to, but I probably need to place one of these more in the end, but it's not really working fullest potential and non-stop. So if you just ask for greens, you can see there is a spike, a spike, a spike, a spike, a spike, a spike. That's, if that spike is going to get non-stop, we will get into problems. But at this moment it's not, so it's not non-stop yet. So this is still keeping up with the stuff, so that's good. Then we walk over to the we're missing this stuff, but there's not really much. This is the oil. This is where all the oil comes from. Also a little bit of oil here. I still need to get used to that there's a red thing right here. Tiny bit of oil there. And that's about it for all the oil. No, because we're grabbing also this oil and this oil. So we do get a bit of oil in. Why is this not completely? Oh, it doesn't. Some more mines, which don't really matter. Let's walk to the last part. What have we done in the last 99 episodes? Mining a lot of stuff. We're now at the thing that we are mining away 1.1 million copper ore per hour. So 1 million copper ore per hour, a little bit more, and 1 million iron ore per hour. For that you need a lot of stuff. Ooh, this one is almost done. That's nice. Oh, we can just do that by myself. Let's see, let's remove it. What now needs to happen? Something like this. Then that one away. That one away. Put this one nice in place. This way we can finally... We can finally fix this station that has been broken for a long time. Need to work on it a little bit more soon, but as long as it's sort of working, it's fine. Cannot move that. Let's get some things away. Like that. Then we need that one right here. And after every one, we need one of these at least. Not completely working as I wish it would be, but it's okay. Could do that. Let that one go away, so we can place one of these here. Place that here, and now it would all work. We can do one more. Yeah, like that. There, and there. Alright, so in this way, this is the new oil setup, the ones that goes on the train. There used to be a big coal patch, and that's being mined away slowly. Like that. As my mine away slowly, this is I think 1/3 or so, something left. This is the oil things, it's fully modular. Every substation like this, let's do it better. Thing like this is fully modular, so we can put this one on this side and it will work. Now in theory, just like this, and then it will hook up, as you can see right here. Also it's modular upwards, and again you see the again this system is hooked up to the oil supply, and by only cracking heavy to light if there's more heavy than light, and the same goes for light to petroleum. If there's more light than petroleum, it will make petroleum, else it would not. You get just an alert that the fuel rods has gone in here, and we assume we received the alert that this one is going to get it too. So this one tries to balance the oil a little bit. you can see the levels of oil, and you can see it's pretty well balanced. And we can hover over this one. You can see there's 221,000 oil of each one, so that's nice. This one 225. Yeah, 220. Oh, somewhat. It's missing some oil here and there. There's also room for water. No, for crude oil, which I have not hooked up. The crude oil system is also not working, but should work if I hook it up. So that's the oil setup. Then we have another sign setup. This is basically just the sign setup from the main base, but then added a coal thing, the coal mining. So we just grabbing some coal because there was coal here, 1.9 million. I'm slowly getting that away, putting that into the system. So we're using that coal for the sign setup, which is a bit weird, but works. This system is capable. You can copy this system and not this iron patch, but you can copy this system and build it again, so you get more signs done in the same amount of time. If you don't understand what I mean, we can remove that. It didn't do anything. So this is something to make quickly make more signs. We don't need more signs. The problem now is mostly the space science packs, and ores are going to get into problems really soon. And that's about it for this thing, for this map. So let me tell you a little bit about the map. We have on every side, we have those auto repair station with a wall, and either it's blocked off like it with a point where aliens need to come together, like a tunnel, like a V shape. All these aliens need to come through here to get to my base. There's nothing here that they can get through. This is not connected, so don't worry about that. Then right here, going all the way around to this point. So this is the first wall again. So this whole thing is just is protected by sea. With this space, a nice wall, and that blocks off this area, which I still want to expand in, but that's gonna take a little while because mostly because the pollution is more on this side. It's just this needs to go in the future. We'll do that later. There's a wall here. This still needs to go away. There's a wall here that blocks off this, but that we don't need that, because basically from this place, this till this place is all water, so we can easily just cut that off. And I was thinking about moving this wall to there and to there to make it to make the wall also smaller. There's still aliens trying to attack. You can see here what's going on. So they attack and they get shot down by my lasers, and before they hit something and it's gonna repair, and it's asking for a new train. So the aliens will be in big trouble because my train is coming and killing all the aliens. Punt. Dot. And I'm so nice to them. There's another wall here that we used to have, but it's useless now. This one here that's useless now. This one here that's useless now because I made a new wall here, a new wall there, and this area is also just protected by water. So we don't need these 3 walls, and they're still there in case of there will be an alien outbreak right here, which is not gonna happen like this one also. So I just need to clean that up, remove it, and we get a little bit of performance out of that. I hope so. This train is now coming and it's almost there. I just wanted to show you that if there's an alien, let me quickly look if there is an alien base nearby. Don't think so. If we just enable that, you can see the turret range of that train, and if the train is gonna find any homes where like satisfied to. Alright, so now it's gonna stop right here. Turrets, are there any alien bases nearby? Apparently not yet, so they will not attack things yet. We can, however, just shoot if we wish to. A manual shoot. I have a really big bonus range, so that's nice. So that's the world. Then talking about bonuses and such. For the people who are interested in that, we have basically all bonuses plus a lot of infinite research. As you can see right here, just pause the video if you want to see that. Else, you can see this. We are at level 8, 52, 15, 20, 23, for example. 12 on laser turret. Shooting speed 1, so they don't shoot fast. But they do have a really big range. I think that's about it. Just a lot of blueprints and that kind of stuff on my channel findable. If you want a certain blueprint, just ask in the comments below and I will deliver. For now, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Leave your comments and thoughts down below and what you want to see, or wish to see, or wish me to tackle, or whatever. If you have a nice, good challenge for me, go ahead and ask it. Tell me it, and I will look into it. But for now, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you another time soon. Have a nice day, and goodbye.